Hey, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is going to be why I chose not to date, and in order to find love, and why that journey was so different for me. Um, I look at all these different scenarios. You know the ones, you know the common ones. Hey, girl, what's your name, or how you doing, or maybe, hey, you want to go out? Or this specific one, like, come on, it's me, really. It's me. Or maybe it's the one where you try to be really polite and it's like, knock, knock, knock. Hi, Mrs. Johnson. Can Mary come out? All these different scenarios were part of the games that I just never wanted to play. I found myself being in my 40s and looking for love. And I was really looking for love. I had prayed about it years before I found it. And in my talks with God, I decided that, dating wasn't part of it. I didn't want to be a guy going to a bar looking for someone. I didn't want to be a guy going out with different women to make a choice. It was more like, okay, I am going to try and meet people. And if I sense that there's a spark, then that's what I'll try to pursue. And in doing this, I found that most of the people I were meeting weren't looking for the same thing. They weren't looking for anything close. Check out this scenario. I actually met somebody that told me they needed sex and sex needed them. Like it was just like some sort of formula or so you pull up in a chemistry lab or something like that. Another girl told me, well, I got friends with benefits that benefit me. And I was like, I got a job with benefits that benefit me. You got friends with benefits that benefit you? Is it really beneficial to you with the friends with benefits? I didn't understand that. And looking at some of these strange scenarios, I looked myself in the mirror and I said, this is not me. This is not what I want. So I turned to prayer, and prayer, helped to guide me and navigate me through meeting people. And I met people through pen paling and friends, and it was all like just having friends. And finally, through my journey, I had met, the person that I'm in love with, the person I'm engaged to. And through that journey, I kept asking myself, okay, this is my standard of what I want. I'm not going to accept less than that. It wouldn't benefit me to do that. Because then I'm compromising myself and I'm compromising everything that I've asked God for in order to just say, okay, I'm lonely, so I'm going to settle for this. And that just wasn't a thing for me. I also didn't like the idea of wasting money. As a guy, when you're dating, you're the one that's spending a lot of money. And as I've said in a previous video, a girl will go out with you with no interest if you're paying the tab. And the one thing you'll learn if you're honest with yourself and you're honest with your peers, the game hasn't changed. The players have just gotten older. And that's through every single generation that you'll see, whether in your 30s or 40s or 50s or 60s, 20s, doesn't matter. The game is always the same. The players just get older. So you have to adjust your way of thinking for that. I found that really taking my time to say, okay, no, this is not what I want. No, I'm not interested in this. And spending that time alone and just working on myself as a person until I found the right person to pursue my love for. And when I found her, it opened up like a flower, like wham. That's when all of it came out. And I'm happy about that because I met that person that deserved all of that from me. I learned you have to be so careful with that. I had a conversation once with somebody who said, how do you going to find the right one if you don't date? And I said, well, here's the problem. You can do it that way, but it depends on what you're looking for. You can date your way to love if you choose to, but look at all the people that you're encountering. How many people are you going to be able to stay away from intimacy from? How many people are you going to be able to say no to? See, this was all the things I had to think about. I had to think about all the positions I would put myself in. If I kept going out on dates, if I kept pursuing different people, that just wasn't for me. I had two primary goals, and it was to one day get married, because that was the only way I was going to be able to move on with someone. And also to not be intimate till I was married. And I took that very seriously. It wasn't just a love journey, it was a faith journey. And I think by having that in my mind and my heart, I knew that I wanted to meet the person that was going to change my life in here. That was important. You know, you want somebody that connects you. You know, want somebody that completes you. You want that missing piece. And you're not always going to find that by dating your way to that. Secondly, I didn't want to settle. You know, I didn't want to just meet somebody and hang out with that person because I was by myself for so long. And I met people that was willing and content with doing that. That just wasn't for me. And I think by knowing that I had that standard for myself, it was easy for me to kind of maneuver through those things. I had a really good conversation with a person one time that told me that, you know, they felt that it was nothing wrong with having like sex with different girls or dating all the time or engaging in erratic behavior as long as you didn't bring any kids into the world. And I listened to this person and I said, okay, you're either dumb or you're stupid. But I'm gonna go along with it. I'm like, okay, I'm paying attention. And he says, yeah, because you should have fun. My point is, if I'm gonna have fun, if I'm gonna be adventurous, it's gonna be with the girl of my dreams. It's gonna be with the woman I marry. I don't need all of that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't for me. And you see that person now, they're in the same exact space of what they were talking about then because they didn't take life seriously. At some point, the games have to stop for you. At some point, everything has to slow down so you can gain a good perspective. I was never a player to begin with. I never had game. I was just somebody that was like, when I used to meet people like, hey, how you doing? You know, want to hang out or want to talk? That's how pretty much my approach has always been. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work. But if it didn't work, I never felt like I was doing anything wrong. I just felt like, okay, then it wasn't meant to happen. And God had, you know, other plans for me and plans that, hey, I'm going to introduce you to this woman that is looking for the same things you are. And she's going to come into your life and you guys are going to complete each other. It certainly wasn't going to be easy, but it was going to happen. And it did. And so I'm thankful for that. So choosing not to date worked for me. Choosing not to settle for people in my life that didn't want the same things happen to work for me. And choosing not to go backwards. You know, go back to people that knew me before. So you can kind of know what their intentions are. Like, it's like the one and done thing for me. It's like, no, if I talk to you before, I'm not talking to you again. You know, it was like that. So I really learned a lot of lessons through it and learned that love is powerful. It's amazing. And when you love someone, you love them like there's no tomorrow. You love them with your whole heart. Because that's what that person deserves. They deserve your full, undivided attention. They deserve your full, undivided love and devotion. They deserve everything you have because you want to give them everything of you so that they understand, hey, this is what you mean to me. Some people are against opening up like that. I'm a firm believer that when you find true love, which is very rare, it's like a needle in a haystack, open your heart up to that person. Don't make that person suffer or pay the price for any wrongs that have been done in your life. Allow that person to see the good in you, to see everything that you wanted to give. And definitely be patient. I'm a person of faith. If you're a person of faith, trust me, God has a plan. Follow that plan. It's not always something you'll understand. It's not always something that's going to be when you want. But trust me, you'll know when it's there. Talk to him. The same way you talk to your family or friends, the same way you text, talk to God. I do it all the time. And he has really opened my eyes to so much and so many things. And I'm truly happy and thankful. Thank you for checking out this video. Stay tuned for my next video coming up soon. Peace.